what's up guys, JK Disc Golf here, and today on Tip Tuesday, we're going to be talking about cycling putters. So if you don't know what cycling putters is, it's when a putter starts to get beat in, so you replace it with a brand new one. So this is a concept, mainly people focus it on their drivers. If a driver starts getting beat and hit too many trees and it becomes too understable, they replace it so the flight characteristics of the disc are still brand new and still the same, so the disc flies the way they want it to. The same thing goes with putting. If your putter gets beat in and starts getting floppy and starts getting deformed, it's not going to fly the same way as your putter that you might want your putter to. So today we're going to talk about cycling putters, if it's good, if it's bad, if you should do it, and what's all the deal about cycling putters. But for some reason, cycling putters gets a big hate I see, and I don't really understand why. Because, especially when I was going with P2s, this P2 does not fly like a P2. It is a D-line plastic. It feels like it's the softest thing in the world. It has a big divot in the flight plate. It's super beat in, super rough, and it doesn't fly like a P2 normally does. So what I did was I turned this into my throwing putter, or I took it out of my putting putter slot, and I replaced it with a newer P2 that flew the way I wanted it to fly. So that is the basic concept of cycling putters. The reason you do it is because your putting putter doesn't fly the way that you want it to, or the way that the disc was intended to. This comes along with time. The more you putt, the more you throw your disc, the more that it's going to be broken down, become more unstable, fly differently. That is one huge reason why you shouldn't throw your putting putters, because it's just going to speed up the process. It's going to be more drastic of a change than a putter is going to be affected than if it is going to be hit the chains a lot. So I have a stack of AVRs right here, and I can tell you this one has been beat in a lot more than this brand new one has. So this putter is going to fly different than this putter. That is a big reason why you should either change, or you might want to change, because you might think that when a disc isn't flying this way that you want it to, there's no reason to continue throwing it. No one's going to be hating on you for replacing a disc. I feel like that's one big tip people don't focus on, is they stick with a putting putter until it's broken. But you have to kind of change your style a little bit, do something a little bit different, because the disc isn't going to stay the exact same throughout all those years. It's going to get changed. It's going to get hit. It's going to fly more understable. It's not going to be the way that you intended it to. So instead of changing your form and changing the way that you're using the disc, you can just easily get a replacement and have the disc fly the way that you want it to. The reason I'm talking about this is because it's winter time, and a lot of players bring their basket inside and spend a lot of time putting. And the more you putt, the more wear and tear is going to go on the disc, making the disc fly a little slightly different. But all of those little nicks and notches that go on the disc for a long period of time, they add up. So a whole winter of putting consistently and just keeping the disc hit the chains, especially if you don't have a lot of discs and your discs are getting hit hundreds of times a day, they're going to get wear and tear on them. I mean, this is a brand new disc that I got the beginning of the winter, and it's already starting to get some wear and tear on it. As you can see, same with this, it's getting a lot of wear and tear. It's just because I've been using them. And you know, it might, throughout the winter, it might not change, but a winter, the whole summer, another winter, it's all going to add up, and I'm going to eventually have to get a new P2, because just like this disc, it's going to get super beat up. It's not going to fly the way that I want it to, and it's just not that hard to get a new disc. Like, why should I change up my whole game instead of just getting a new disc and putting with that? I think that cycling putters is a thing that kind of needs to be done, because discs get wear and tear. They change, they morph. It's what they do. So there's no reason to stick with a different putter, or a different deformed or modified or whatever you want to say putter, to just change your game. It doesn't make sense to me, because all these AVRs, you know, they're gonna fly differently. So why should I use this beaten up one when this brand new one? Like, who cares if this disc has been in my bag for a year or two? It doesn't. To me, I don't see the logic of using a putter that's been deformed in the way that I don't want it to fly. That is just my opinion on cycling putters. Again, this is kind of an opinionative thing because if you don't care, if you like the feel of your disc and you don't want to change it, no one's stopping you. Use that disc. No one's going to care. But if you are too worried about not switching your putter and kind of feeling a little bit scared, don't be. You can switch it. No one's going to care. If it's going to help you, definitely do it. Why hold yourself back? That's all I got today, guys, on Tip Tuesday. Leave a comment down in the section below if you would disagree, and why. Make sure you drop a like if you like the video and hit that subscribe button. But that's all I got today, guys. Make sure to keep throwing.